This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
I'm David.
And today is Tuber Tuesday. And before we get into the Spencer Presley slash SHIN MEGAMI TENSEI network, we want to hear about DavidCast JRPGs.
Yeah, I run a fairly small YouTube channel, DavidCast JRPGs. As you can see, I cover Megaton most of the time. I have JRPGs in the name, though, so I should cover more stuff eventually. But I am a fan of Atlas. It's a love and hate relationship. But I like what I do.
I think everybody has a love-hate relationship. Love the games, hate the relationship. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
But if you guys want to hear about some cool games, especially 13 Sentinels, this is one of the few channels that's really covered that game in an in-depth and really well-presented way. So go check out his 13 Sentinels video. But anything on his channel I could recommend to you, and you would probably find information you did not know about these games. So go check out David's channel. Today, what's this notification here? Let's see. Someone liked my comment. That's nice. Okay. SHIN MEGAMI TENSEI network slash Spencer Presley. And as he would put it, I probably picked the wrong name for my YouTube channel by just using my name as opposed to using SHIN MEGAMI TENSEI network, which would probably sell better, especially SEO wise. But hey, we all make mistakes, and his mistake has gotten him 1,000 subscribers.
That's my one and only comment on how to improve the channel.
All right, so at the time of this video, he has 1,030 subscribers. Hopefully by next week, he has 2,000 somehow. His channel was created on May 6th, 2008. It took him 12 years to get 1,000 subscribers, but here we are, and he made it. And he's got 100 and let's see, I'm gonna get this right. He's got 137,470 views on his channel. And if you want to find him, you go to youtube.com/TORCHWOOD the number 4 SP. That's Torchwood 4 SP.
I have a question. So when did these games really start to become so mainstream and popular in the States?
Persona 5.
In North America, Persona 5. So does that line up to when he started actually gaining a lot of subs? Because people actually started caring about this subject?
Hard to say.
Because he's a veteran. Like he's coming back from like the Nocturne days, 2003, stuff like that. So there was two big eras for the popularity of Atlas and Megaton. PS2 with the bunch of Megaton titles that were on it, and of course the Persona games as well. And then there's Persona 5. That it's like another boom in popularity.
Like for example, the original Nocturne release and Persona 3 and 4, yes, they saw a huge bump in the franchises as a whole, but it would have been like the equivalent of Fire Emblem releasing in the States on the Game Boy Advance, right? Like it brought a lot more people to the franchise, but it didn't make it mainstream. Whereas Fire Emblem Awakening and Persona 5 made these game series mainstream. And that was like 2015, right? The release of Persona 5 was 2015 for Persona 5.
Persona 5 is 27?
Was that 2015? It was 2016? Okay, I think Japan had it earlier, right? It's 2016, I thought.
Probably.
I gotta remember. I don't know why I thought 2015. I think you're right. I think it's 2016. Let me double check that. Now I feel dumb. Let's see here. 2016. 2016.
2016 in Japan. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the game that brought them to mainstream for sure.
100%.
Okay.
So as far as that goes, like it's been out for 4 years, so I don't think that was the bump that brought his channel to 1,000 subscribers. I think it's just the fact that Spencer is driven and determined, and he's a really relatable guy. But we'll get to that later. So here's my first comment, Spencer. You have nothing describing your channel in the About section whatsoever. Like there is nothing. I know you got your Facebook group that's got thousands members strong, and for some reason you don't have all of those members also subscribed to your YouTube channel, which why aren't they subscribed? I can't figure that one out. He's also got a blog that he hasn't touched in forever, so just delete the link, Spencer. This doesn't belong here anymore. 2017 was your last post. Just get rid of it. And he's got a Patreon that I think goes nowhere too. Yep.
Yep.
Get rid of the links. Put your Twitter on there. What are you doing, Spencer?
Yeah. And the description of yourself and what you do.
Yeah. So that's my first comment. We always go through the About tab, and he doesn't even have one, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Spencer known for? I guess I'll give you a better description than he gave himself. So I'm going to say he discusses all things Atlas, SMT, Persona, and all things Vita as well, along with some other niche subjects. Niche, whatever you want to call it. He's very active in the Atlas community online, mostly with his Twitter and Facebook group. His Facebook group and his Twitter account are both very active. And then he's also active in game collecting on his personal account on Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff. And he's a very passionate fan, always willing to have a conversation with anyone, especially when that person's willing to talk to him for more than 4 hours. Which we are not going to be reviewing your channel for 4 hours, Spencer. My apologies. But we will be reviewing it. So what was his first video? Do you guys remember?
It's like very off subject. Like it's not Megaten. I'm pretty sure of that.
Pixel Junk Eden Diary Part 1 along sorry with this, like, I'm not even sure what you call that emoticon. But
Pixel Junk. What system was that on?
I actually don't know. Pixel Junk Eden Thursday. Q Games Limited 2008. I have no idea what this is. I watched it before and I could not figure out what it was. So it's either it might be a PC game, might be a PSP game based on the actual resolution of this game. I just don't know. But I can tell you this: there's not much going on here.
Very exciting stuff. Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings. August 8th, 2008. So he made his channel in May and he released this in August. So he had the channel for like 3 months before he put out his first video. So.
Oh hey, at least the video is still on. It's not private.
Yeah, he never.
Cool.
He said he has done maybe some private videos, but not very many.
I'm sure.
He said so. This is like, he was joking around. I was like, this is like the archive of my life online. All right. So what's his most popular video? Let's see. It is Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker review.
A review. Okay.
And it's a Shin Megami Tensei game, so it's on point with Shin Megami Tensei Network.
Yeah.
I will say this: his reviews are very in depth. Like, he reviewed the Persona 5 animation recently, and my God, he was very, very down to the details, in depth on his review of the Persona 5 animation. I was like, wow, this is great.
Oh, he's very invested in his subject. So.
Oh yeah. So this is his most popular video. It's got 11,000 views. I'm kind of surprised that it was Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, which is a game that I don't believe definitely doesn't have the biggest fan base, but it's definitely got a big fan base in its own.
Mm-hmm. A dedicated fan base as well.
I don't think it gets a lot of coverage. So like when somebody like him covers it, it's more likely to get a lot of views in that niche, whatever you want to call it.
I say niche.
I know I said niche and you corrected me the other day, so I just keep saying it in every
Well, it depends on where you're
way.
at. If you're across the pond, they definitely say niche, but it reminds me of quiche, and it frustrates me.
I can sense the tension here, Will. Anyways, so yeah, so when you cover a subject that doesn't get a lot of love a lot of the time, and the fan base happens to actually be dedicated and relatively big despite being very silent, you get more views, and a franchise like this would definitely do that for him. So here's what I want to do next. What do you guys like about Spencer's channel?
His podcast, 100%. SMTN is really cool. Like, there's always a bunch of cool guys on it. Spencer himself is really cool, and he always has a bunch of great guests on. Like, his last episode was about the PlayStation 5 showcase, and it was great. Like, I laughed a lot during the podcast. It's just great to listen to while doing. I'm a big fan of podcasts in general, and I like his show. So 100% his podcast is the best thing about his channel. So.
Where's my invite, Spencer?
That's another comment I have. Invite Chris.
Anyway, what do you like, Will? What do you like about his channel?
Yeah, I just think he's very relatable. Obviously, the subject matter is something that I'm not super familiar with. I haven't played the games yet, but I still really like listening to him. I like David was saying there, the podcast is really fun to listen to, really chill. I like having this going on in the background, and yeah, I think I'm just surprised he's so low still. Like I don't understand it.
He's pretty well known and prominent in the community, despite
That's what
the
Yeah.
fact.
I just like that.
Hey,
I'm
look at
saying.
that!
It's like
David's in the live stream here, guys.
Oh hey.
There you go. I agree. He's like super down to earth, especially after talking to him for near on 3, 4, 5 hours.
yes.
And doing an entire week's worth of episodes with him. He was so fun to have on. I'll be honest. One of my favorite podcasts, honestly, that we've done so far was with him because I never get to talk Persona. So
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
So what I will
like
say.
that.
Oh, go ahead.
510 days without Persona 5 scramble.
I was just about to say that. You stole it from me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's just a small touch. I'm like, yeah, I like this, man.
And no matter how like specific into the details you get into some petty thing about Persona, he always knows exactly what you're talking about and can actually expand upon it for like a half an hour. And I'm like, how is this possible? He's just got so much like information that is interesting. You may not need to know it, but it's interesting to know, and it's interesting to talk to somebody with that level of knowledge on a subject you're interested in. So
exactly. When I was on his show, we started to talk about the Vita, as I mentioned previously, and I think he knows everything about that damn system. Probably.
I stumped him. I stumped him on the Vita.
It's crazy.
He had no idea what the Deca Vita 7 was, so I stumped him one time.
I remember that. Yeah. But it's like some weird third-party thing that no one's talked about.
You can be proud of that.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Like I thought if one guy would know everything about the Vita, it would be him, and he would know what I was talking about with the Deca Vita 7. But nope, he actually was like, "What?
What's that?"
So, shout out to Spencer. Sorry, I just called you out, but hey, you know. So, what are some things we want him to improve about his channel?
Oh, the first thing that he needs to do is promote his channel, I think, because there's no reason in hell why this guy has less subscriber than me. Like, there's no reason why. So if he promotes his stuff more, and I know that he's doing it for fun, so that's not really a problem, but it has so much potential that if he were to promote his stuff just a bit more, share his stuff a bit more, he'd do so much better. So if this is something that he wants to do, that would be what I would do in his situation, because his content is amazing, honestly.
Maybe clear up some of this confusion about being both Spencer Presley and Shin Megami Tensei Network and Torchwood 4 SP. Can we get some kind of let's like condense this down into just one of those three names, guys. Let's fix this. And I will say, I know for a legacy reason he wants to leave Spencer Presley on there. But then if you want it to be that, then don't make your icon Shin Megami Tensei Network. Yeah. Like that can just be a part of your channel. Then I don't know. You got to figure out your naming convention somehow. And then
agreed.
The other thing I would say is more CHRILLCAST features. No. More collaborations in general on his non-podcast subjects. Like today, Niarli and him both released, at the time of this video being recorded, him and Niarli both released SMT on iOS videos documenting the the failure to convert to 64-bit, and the fact that game just basically went by the wayside because Atlas forgot about it and never revisited it. So they both covered the historic background behind that. And I think it's really cool when two podcasters or YouTubers in the same genre cover the same subject, because everybody does it different, and it's really cool to see them put together. Like, I can get Spencer and Niarli's viewpoint at the same time on the same day. Well, not literally the same time. I'm not going to listen to one in one ear and one in the other, but I can get both of their thoughts on the same day, so I'm like still fresh on one while I listen to the other, which I really like doing that. Like if three people cover the same subject, if Niarli, SMT, and DavidCast all cover, Persona 5 Scramble on the same day, I'm probably going to listen to all three and get a different perspective from everybody. So I like that.
But also introduces you to more audience members by collaborating, because you start sharing audience members and picking up new followers.
And I can give you the backstory on that, because he actually just put it out there on Twitter when I asked him, like, did you guys plan this? So here, 1 second. See what he said. I think he said that they were like chatting about it and they both had a video in the works, and he was like, yeah, let's just put it out at the same time. Yeah, here it is. Funny enough, well, we were playing the Cold War Alpha, so they're playing COD. Why don't you guys stream these games that you don't normally play on your channels? Come on, guys. We thought we should upload at the same time since we both talk about SMT on iOS. Glad people are noticing. Yes, I noticed. Do it some more. Have some more cool, like, almost crossovers with other people. That's a really great
definitely.
thing to do. Dave, did you have anything else to say about improvements to his channel?
A description maybe would be cool,
Yes.
especially for your show. I like his stuff, honestly, so I'm a fan of his stuff. That's what I said when I came on his show. I was like, man, I've been listening to your show for a while. It's cool to be here.
And him and Niarle, they actually live within like a 5-mile perimeter of each other.
Yeah, I know that. It's crazy.
Maybe 10 miles. I don't know. It's really close regardless.
They're very close, yeah.
So, so here's the next part. We predict where we think his channel will be. And since we're getting close to the end of the year, we could go sometime next year. Just prediction in like some kind of time frame in which he's going to meet your prediction.
Okay. The next 12 years, he'll be at 2,000.
The growth should increase recently with everything surrounding what he's covering, and I think my channel's kind of a proof of that because of how Megaton's getting more popular, and that's thanks to Persona and Persona 5. So he'll continue to do his stuff, and people will recognize that he probably has some of the best coverage and honestly the best podcasts in general about Megaton. So people will realize that, and they'll start to follow him more, even if he doesn't want to promote his stuff. So I'm sure 100% it won't take 12 years this time. I hope not.
For example, my one promotion on Twitter got him the 15 people he needed to subscribe to his channel to get to 1,000. It's like, if even just my little channel can promote him and get him the subscribers he needs to get to 1,000, like imagine if he started promoting himself on his Facebook group and his Twitter. He would
There's
instantly
10,000 people on SMTN.
I know, it's like
Facebook.
It's nuts. I can't believe that he doesn't have. He didn't have. How can you have 10,000 in the group and like only 1,000 are subscribed?
It's the same thing as Persona 5 Scramble, believe it or not. There's no reason why he's not bigger. There's no reason why the game's not here yet.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
No reason.
So my prediction, Spencer, 2,000 by 12/31/2020.
I like it.
Doubling in 3 months.
Makes sense.
I think it's very possible, especially with the new games coming out. Or
So-
released.
If you guys didn't already, youtube.com/TORCHWOOD4SP. That'll get you to Spencer's channel. Go subscribe. I know it says Spencer, but it is the SMT Network, the official SMT Network podcast, because I don't think there is any other SMT Network. Oh, take it back. If you Google SMT Network, you get a bunch of like weird technology companies. This is the more important one. It's about a
Exactly.
JRPG fantasy set of games. But also go to youtube.com/DavidCast JRPGs and also subscribe to that channel. That's DavidCast JRPGs. As always, I'm Chris.
I'm Will.
I'm David.
And we will see you
On next CHRILLCAST. Sorry, I totally blanked for a second.